everything is a frame. We are born into a frame. Even if we step back from a frame, we step back into another frame. We step out of that frame, we cannot exist without frameworks. Right? The human mind, if you Project Ultra with the CIA giving people LSD and putting them in sensory deprivation tanks, they went nuts. Because if you've got no framework, I did a group of international MBAs last week, and somebody rang a bell and I said, oh, please don't do that. They're not Pavlov's dogs. Right? Please, they're going to salivate. You all know the story of Pavlov and conditioning, right? So operant conditioning still works with human beings, right? Stimulus response. I gave you books to say, this works. We want to take it to a higher level. As an articulate leader, we want to have a framework that gets people to engage without having to be that specific. But if we don't have the specificity first, people are unclear where the boundaries are, and you find yourself constantly having to remind the behavior you didn't set the framework clearly. If you've ever watched a stand-up comedian, do you know how many times they've rehearsed the off-the-cuff moments? Thousands of times. The trick is to look spontaneous, but be planned. All right? You need to plan to be spontaneous. You need to have a vault. But I just want to tell you, you can do this. I just sat down with a leader within an organization that I've been coaching for nearly a year now. And he gave a big presentation a couple of weeks ago. And I helped him plan for the presentation. And for the very first time, he shared a personal story before his presentation. He had done various, what was happening in terms of diversity and creativity and innovation, and the whole conference was transformed. His team is, people from other teams are now coming to his team and go, how do you do that? How do you do that? So I coached him, he's coached his people are now influencing the organization. No more boring conferences. One of the really ways you're going to tell that you're a leader is the cascading effect. I recognized quite a few years ago that I may personally not become famous. That was a huge surprise to my ego those years ago. But I came to terms with that because I realized that I touch people who might become famous or will do a number of things. That the metaphor or the vision that came to my mind is the work I do as a coach and a facilitator is like a pebble in a pond. And those ripples go out and those ripples impact. I've got some stories of the things that have happened because of conversations I've had that I can take pride in. Most people will never know that those things happen, just as many things you do on a daily basis, nobody knows about. But if you are an articulate leader, it makes a difference. And that's what keeps us going from an intrinsic motivation perspective, is we know we've made